Am I the asshole for not letting a neighbor borrow my tile saw because he assumed it belonged to my boyfriend? My boyfriend and I have a bit of an untraditional relationship. I, female, am the builder slash fixer, etc. And my boyfriend isn't really good at that type of stuff. My garage is filled with tools that I have collected over the years, a lot of expensive tools. A young couple just bought the house across the street from us. The houses aren't too far apart, and I guess our new neighbors have seen into our garage when my boyfriend and I hang out in there. The husband came over to introduce himself, and he briefly nodded at me, yet he shook my boyfriend's hand and was friendly to him while introducing himself. It made me feel dismissed, to be honest, like I'm not his equal. He mentioned that they're having to retile the kitchen and do a bunch of other repairs, as the house was a bit of a fixer-upper. The elderly lady had lived there for 55 years before dying recently. He said that they were a bit broke after buying the house, and he's having to do the repairs himself and learn how to do a lot of this stuff. My boyfriend kind of just smiled and nodded his head because he hates DIY. He finally asked my boyfriend if he could borrow his tile saw and maybe a few other tools, and maybe my boyfriend could suggest some YouTube suggestions. He offered to give it back just like he borrowed it and said he'd buy him a case of beer for the trouble. This was the point where my boyfriend mentioned that all the tools in the garage belonged to me and that he had no clue how to fix or build anything. The guy was surprised, but he gave me like a half smile and he said, "Oh, I guess I should have asked you then. What do you say? Offer still stands." I was kind of annoyed. I told him that maybe another man in the neighborhood can help him, and I'm just a woman, so what do I know?
Right.
I was admittedly very snarky. My boyfriend kind of thinks I was needlessly an asshole to our new neighbor. I think the guy should have apologized for his incorrect assumption before asking me to borrow my tools. I hate when men assume my boyfriend does man stuff and I'm supposed to do women stuff. It happens occasionally. Which, by the way, who asks someone they don't even know to borrow a tile saw? Tile saws are not cheap, especially not the ones that I own.